Deep in the heart of the ancient Persian capital, the sun sets over golden domes, casting long shadows across the bustling Silk Road trade routes. Traders and camels move through the vibrant marketplace, where the scent of spices and the sound of distant flutes fill the warm evening desert air. In this center of craftsmanship, two master goldsmiths are summoned to the palace, their faces illuminated by the flickering torches of the royal guards. Meet Ramu, a man of raw strength with calloused hands, and Somu, whose calm gaze reflects a mind focused on precision and deep strategic thought. The royal decree is read aloud. The king's sacred crown has been damaged, and it must be restored to its former glory within 7 nights. Soldiers present the shattered relic, its gold bent and its jewels loosened, creating a heavy atmosphere of pressure that hangs over the two craftsmen. Though a failure to restore this treasure would mean more than just professional disgrace. The weight of the kingdom's history rests upon their tired shoulders. The race against time begins now, as two different philosophies of work prepare to clash in the heat of the ancient Persian royal forge tonight. As the clock starts, Ramu immediately dives into the work, his workshop echoing with the aggressive sound of metal hitting metal under the dim light. Sweat pours down his face as he strikes the gold with immense force, driven by the urgent need to finish the task as quickly as possible. He believes that hard work is measured by the intensity of physical effort, ignoring the growing fatigue that begins to cloud his once steady judgment. The furnace glows red, casting harsh shadows across the walls as Ramu continues his relentless assault on the precious metal, never stopping for a break. His tools are already showing signs of wear, but he pushes forward, convinced that speed is the only way to meet the king's impossible deadline. In the neighboring workshop, a starkly different scene unfolds as Somu sits quietly, observing the golden crown with a patient and very analytical gaze. Instead of picking up a hammer, Somu picks up a charcoal pencil, sketching intricate designs on a piece of weathered parchment to plan his path. He spends the first hours meticulously sharpening his smallest chisels, ensuring that every blade is as sharp as a razor before he even begins work. Somu adjusts the mirrors to catch the moonlight, creating a perfect lighting system that will allow him to see the finest details of the crown. To an outsider, it might look like he is wasting precious time, but Somu knows that preparation is the foundation of any truly great masterpiece. The sound of his whetstone is steady and rhythmic, a peaceful contrast to the chaotic banging coming from the workshop located just right next door. By the 4th night, the physical toll of Ramu's approach becomes visible. His breathing is heavy, and his movements have lost their initial explosive power. His hands begin to shake from overexertion, and the heavy hammer feels like lead, making every subsequent strike less accurate and much more dangerous. Disaster strikes when a forceful but clumsy blow creates a deep crack in the gold, a direct result of using a dull tool with exhaustion. A panic sets in as he realizes that his brute force has caused more damage than progress, putting the entire project and his life at risk. He tries to fix the error with even more speed, but his lack of focus and blunt instruments only serve to complicate the repair further. In the darkness of his forge, Ramu learns that working hard without proper efficiency is like trying to carry water in a broken clay pot. Meanwhile, Somu finally begins his first actual engraving, his sharp tools gliding through the gold like a hot knife through cold, soft butter. Every movement is deliberate and fluid, guided by the detailed plans he spent days perfecting, while others were busy rushing into their tasks blindly. With his sharp tools and well-rested mind, he achieves in hours what took Ramu days of struggling, showing the true power of skillful precision. And the difference between being busy and being productive becomes clear as Somu's masterpiece begins to take shape with elegant ease and perfect symmetry. He understands that the quality of the tool determines the quality of the work, and his preparation has paved the way for absolute success. The final morning arrives as the first rays of the sun hit the palace, signaling the end of the 7-day challenge for the artisans. Ramu stares at his creation with a heavy heart. The crown is distorted, lacking the refined beauty required for a king's most sacred royal symbol. He desperately tries to polish the surface, but the deep scratches and structural flaws are too great to be hidden by simple surface-level efforts. Time has finally run out, and the weight of his inefficient labor leaves him standing in the shadows of his own frantic and wasted energy. In contrast, Somu calmly places his finished work into a silk-lined box, confident that every detail has been executed to the highest possible standard today. His masterpiece radiates a brilliant light, catching the sun's rays and transforming them into a breathtaking display of true craftsmanship and elegant design. The palace gates open, and the two men are led toward the throne room to present their results before the king and his royal court. Ramu walks with the gait of a defeated man, the heavy burden of his failure visible in every slow and hesitant step he takes forward. Somu follows with a steady pace, his calm demeanor reflecting the inner peace of a man who knows he has used his time and tools wisely. The king sits upon his high throne, his sharp eyes ready to judge the work that will define the legacy of his glorious royal reign. A silence falls over the hall as the artisans prepare to reveal their work, the atmosphere thick with anticipation and the scent of ancient incense. The king first examines Ramu's crown, and his fingers tracing the rough edges and uneven surfaces that tell a story of rushed and unrefined labor. When he turns to Somu's work, his eyes light up with genuine wonder at the intricate detail and the flawless finish of the gold surface. He lifts the masterpiece high for all to see, praising the skill that has not only restored but enhanced the beauty of the nation's treasure. The king asks Somu how he achieved such perfection in so little time, while others struggled with exhaustion and produced only mediocre results today. Somu speaks softly, explaining that his secret lay not in the strength of his hands, but in the sharpness of his mind and his tools. Imagine a woodcutter who spends all day swinging a dull axe at a massive tree, exhausting himself while the wood remains completely and utterly unbroken. He works harder than anyone else, yet his results are minimal because he refuses to stop and address the condition of his failing equipment. Now imagine another who spends most of his morning sharpening his blade, carefully honing the edge until it is as thin as a single hair. With a few precise strokes, the tree falls, proving that preparation and the right tools are far more valuable than hours of unguided physical labor. The king realizes that Somu's wisdom applies to all things in life, whether it is ruling a kingdom or crafting a piece of fine jewelry. If you have 6 hours to chop down a tree, spend the first 4 sharpening your axe, and the rest will be effortless success. As the sun sets on their journey, the two artisans sit together, the bitterness of competition replaced by a new sense of mutual respect and understanding. Ramu admits his mistake, acknowledging that his pride in his own strength had blinded him to the importance of refining his skills and his tools. Somu reaches out, offering his friend a set of finely sharpened tools, a gesture of mentorship that marks the beginning of a powerful new partnership. Together, as they combine Ramu's incredible endurance with Somu's brilliant strategy, creating a synergy that neither could have achieved on their own in the forge. They become the most famous goldsmiths in all of Persia, not just for their talent, but for their commitment to constant improvement and thoughtful preparation. The story of their success spreads far and wide, teaching future generations that the secret to greatness lies in the art of Mai Yutenkung. Will never stop learning and never stop sharpening your skills, for it is the sharp edge of the mind that cuts through the toughest challenges of life. The combination of passion and intelligence is the perfect formula. Take time to sharpen your skills every day. That is the true art of success.